Imagine you're telling a funny story at dinner, but you freeze because you don't know the English words. Uh-oh.
Or worse, you translate from your native language and it sounds totally weird.
Today, we'll show you how daily storytelling can turn your English from stuck to smooth. Let's do this.
So, Sarah, do you remember your first English story?
Haha, yes. It was actually about a cat that somehow ended up stuck really high on a tree. But while telling the story, I said it got stuck in a jungle instead of a tree.
A jungle cat? That's too good. Now I can only picture it prowling through the wild like some big predator.
I know. I didn't even notice until someone pointed it out, and we all just lost it. Storytelling really made a difference for me. It helped me break out of that stiff, textbook-style speaking. Once I started using little stories, I noticed my sentences flowed more easily. It's kind of powerful how something so simple can change your confidence completely.
That's so true. And it's fun too. Like when people accidentally say jungle instead of tree. Moments like that actually stick in your memory. Let's teach our listeners how to build their own mini stories to boost fluency and have some laughs along the way.
Step 1. Choose a simple, everyday situation. Something small that really happened to you. For example, I missed the bus. It's basic, but it gives you something real to build on.
Now, make it just a little dramatic to make it more fun. Like, I ran for the bus, tripped over a dog, and my coffee went flying everywhere. Turning it into a mini story helps people remember and connect with what you're saying.
Perfect. Step 2, add emotion. Don't just say what happened, say how it made you feel. Like, I was so embarrassed, I wanted to disappear. Everyone was watching, and I could feel my face turning red. That emotional detail makes your story more real and memorable.
And step 3, repeat the story out loud, daily if you can. Get comfortable saying it without overthinking every word. You can even record yourself and play it back. It's awkward at first, but it really helps with fluency and confidence.
It's like free English acting practice. You're not just learning grammar, you're living the language through your own words. When you add emotion, gestures, or a funny twist, it feels like you're performing a scene, and that's what makes it stick. It doesn't feel like studying anymore, it feels like fun. Even small stories, like spilling juice or getting stuck in traffic, can turn into mini skits. You get to practice real expressions, natural pacing, and even tone. And the best part? You don't need any fancy setup, just your voice and imagination. The more playful you are, the more confident you'll get. It's honestly one of the best ways to trick your brain into learning without pressure.
Exactly. The more you tell stories, the better your grammar and vocabulary become, without memorizing boring rules. When you're focused on meaning and emotion, grammar naturally starts falling into place. It's kind of like how kids learn to speak. They just talk, and it builds up. You stop worrying about, is this the correct tense, and start focusing on the message. Plus, repeating the same story in different ways helps reinforce the structure in your mind. You can even play around with details to make it more engaging each time. And trust me, the funnier or more exaggerated you make it, the more it sticks. I once practiced with a story about losing my sandwich to a seagull. You remember the story, and the language just follows along. It's learning through laughter and imagination.
Want some phrases to help? Because sometimes just having the right opening lines can make storytelling so much easier. They act like little keys that unlock your memory and get the words flowing. You don't have to be perfect, just get started. These phrases also help create suspense, emotion, or excitement in your story. They guide your listener and keep things interesting. Plus, they're super useful for everyday conversations too, not just storytelling. The more you use them, the more naturally they'll come to you. And once they're in your system, you'll start sounding more fluent and expressive without even realizing it. Think of them like tools in your storytelling toolbox, ready whenever you need them.
Sure, try these. They're great for starting or adding drama to any story. "You won't believe what happened" is perfect to catch attention right away. Then there's "suddenly." That one makes your story feel alive and full of energy. "I had no idea what to do" adds that emotional panic we all relate to. "Guess what" is casual and super engaging, especially in conversations. And of course, "and then" helps you keep the story moving smoothly. These little lines are like magic tricks, simple but super effective. Practice using them in different situations, even with silly or made-up stories. The goal is fluency through fun, not perfection.
These are storytelling magic words. Seriously, they work like charm. Use them to keep your listener curious, engaged, and emotionally connected. Think about how in movies or books, a single phrase builds suspense or humor. It works the same in real conversations. These little expressions pull people in and make them want to know what happens next. When you say something like, "guess what?" or "suddenly," you're inviting the listener into your moment. It makes your story feel alive, even if it's something simple. And they help you too, giving structure to your thoughts as you speak. So don't be afraid to use them again and again. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And soon, your stories will just flow.
Okay, time for a challenge. Let's put this into action. Think of something funny, weird, or unexpected that happened to you this week. Maybe your coffee spilled in the exact shape of a heart, or your dog started barking at a banana. Whatever it is, tell it in English using those phrases we just talked about. Start simple. "You won't believe what happened," and let the story unfold. The idea isn't to be perfect, but to express yourself without freezing up. You can even act it out or exaggerate a little for fun. This is your language playground. Make it yours. Just one little story a day can build your confidence in a big way.
Out loud, yes, right now. Even if you're on the bus, whisper it. The goal is to get used to hearing your own voice in English without feeling awkward. It doesn't matter if people look at you funny, they have no idea you're becoming fluent. Whispering still counts as speaking, and it trains your mouth and brain to work together. And honestly, those silly moments are the most effective ones for learning. You can even talk to yourself while walking or waiting in line. Just describe what you see. It sounds weird at first, but it builds fluency faster than you'd think. Make your environment your language gym. Turn everyday silence into practice time. The key is consistency, not perfection.
Every day, tell one mini story. That's all it takes to build fluency. It doesn't need to be dramatic. It could be about your breakfast, your pet, or even a strange dream you had. The point is to practice turning thoughts into words. That's the real muscle. You can even make up something silly just to enjoy the process. If it makes you smile or laugh, even better. You'll start noticing how much easier it gets to speak without stopping. Try recording one story a day and listening back. You'll hear your progress over time. Plus, you'll build a library of phrases and expressions naturally. Little by little, your confidence will grow, and so will your fluency.
Even 30 seconds of daily storytelling will build your fluency faster than you think. It might not seem like much at first, but it creates a powerful habit over time. You're training your brain to think in English, not just translate. It becomes easier to find words, express feelings, and speak without freezing. And 30 seconds? That's less than the time it takes to scroll one post on social media. You can talk while brushing your teeth, making tea, or waiting at a red light. The key is not when you speak, but that you do speak out loud. That consistent, short burst adds up to real, long-term progress. Think of it like brushing your language muscle every day. Small effort, big results. So don't underestimate those 30 seconds.
Let's give them one last sample story to copy. Something simple, short, and fun. That way, they don't even have to create one from scratch. Imagine this. You won't believe what happened this morning. I was making toast, right? Suddenly, the toaster made this weird pop and launched the bread into the air like a rocket. I just stood there with jam in one hand and no toast in sight. I looked down and my dog had already claimed it. Little stories like that are perfect for practicing because they're easy to remember and full of natural expressions. You can change the details, add new twists, or tell it in your own way. It's like a starter kit for daily speaking.
All right, here's a classic example. Yesterday, I went to the store to buy milk. That was the only thing on my list. But somehow, I came home with a giant watermelon, 2 bags of chips, and absolutely 0 milk. I just looked at the receipt and laughed. Typical me. I get distracted by snacks every single time. It's like my brain forgets what I came for the second I enter the store. But hey, at least I didn't come home empty-handed. Stories like this are gold for practice. Short, relatable, and super easy to tell. You can add or change small details depending on what happened to you. It's all about keeping it real and making it yours.
Boom! That right there is a short story. Real, simple, and fun. You didn't need complicated grammar or fancy vocabulary, just a natural flow of events with a bit of emotion and humor. That's exactly what builds speaking confidence. Anyone can try this. Think of a small moment, say it out loud, and add a little twist. Maybe your version is about going to buy bread and coming back with cookies and juice. The point is to practice expressing, not to be perfect. And when it's funny or honest, it's even more powerful. Start doing this daily and you'll be surprised how fast your fluency improves.
Try your own story now, even if it's short, silly, or about something totally random. The point is to start. And hey, don't forget to follow the English Learning Podcast for more fun, smart English tips every single week. We drop new ideas, real-life examples, and super practical phrases you can use right away. You'll laugh, learn, and feel way more confident every time. Whether you're commuting, cooking, or just chilling, we're here with you. English doesn't have to feel like a chore. It can be your favorite part of the day. So join us, learn with us, and make storytelling part of your daily life. We've got your back and your fluency.
Tell your story. Speak daily. It doesn't have to be perfect, just real. Let English flow like a good story, sometimes messy, sometimes funny, but always meaningful. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes. You're not just learning English, you're living it. Keep going, keep smiling, and don't be afraid to sound a little silly sometimes. That's where real growth happens. And hey, we'll be right here with more tips, tricks, and stories next time. Until then, keep telling your stories your way. See you next time.
Da 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 da.